Hi guys, I hope you're good since last video. Notebook LM, Gemini CLI. Google has been ramping up this year in the AI game. We're gonna see CodeWiki together. After you use your own creativity and imagination to understand how powerful it can be for agentic systems. Google CodeWiki. So that's the website. Google has introduced CodeWiki, a new platform designed to keep software documentation continuously synchronized with the code it describes. Okay, accelerating your code understanding. A new way to understand code, automated and always up-to-date, intelligent and context-aware, integrated and actionable. So instead of reading statistics, you can navigate interactively, jumping directly from high-level concept explanations to the exact code files, classes, and functions they reference. From times when text isn't enough, CodeWiki automatically generates always current architectures, classes, sequence algorithms, even videos. So it's coming soon for the Gemini CLI, and that's where you can, in your brain, make the link between this tool and your agentic systems. Here, for example, I'm clicking on Kubernetes. It went into the GitHub repository of Kubernetes. This is using the power of Notebook LM to make this little video. So that's a nice way to have an overview of a GitHub repository. Control plane, and so on. You can see those nice graphics. So those are samples just to show us how it works, but they will improve it in the future. After here, on the right side, you can also enter a prompt. You can pause the video just to see different text. I'm trying to see if it has the documentation around the gateway API activation. So the repository, if the information is not in the repository, for sure is not gonna find it. That's what's going on at the moment. So I'm asking, okay, this repo doesn't have any information about gateway activation. Just asking. Based on provided documentation for Kubernetes repository, there is no information about that. So I'm going to ask another question. How to provision cluster in AWS? Is there any info about that? So I use Terraformus. I say Terraformus, it is Terraform. And you get this. You see, it's going to make a little diagram just to explain it, popularizing the concept. And here we get more explanations. Okay, directory. And after here, it's going to give us some different links. And there's the link of this diagram that we got here. And after we have another one here. Cloud provider. This is more for Terraform. How you're going to organize everything. And the token. Please like and subscribe during the break. Now let's see another repo. Those were the examples, but you can enter the name of a repo and it's going to search for it. We've done a video around DeepSeek OCR. We were interested about that. Let's go to the GitHub repository. You remember how hard it was to understand how the decoder works and the encoder especially. That's where everything happens in DeepSeek OCR. Here you get a nice diagram. And I'm going to just ask a question. On the left side, also you can navigate the repository. There are some links. So I want to know, how does the image cut into pieces knows its neighboring? Remember, the DeepSeek OCR is going to take kind of a picture of a document, cut it in squares, 16 by 16, and after from that is going to do the tokenization, change the dimension, shrink it after to do the attention, and here we get the details of it coming as an answer. Let's say you're lazy, sorry, can you explain this in a more concise way? Just a few bullet points. And here you get your bullet points explaining you step by step global and local views, special context via tiling. After you can also pause the video if you want to read the details to see how accurate it is. So here for sure it's going to be accurate because it gets the information from only one single source, which is the repository of DeepSeek OCR. Okay. And after here you get the link directly to the class and the code. Images corps. Okay. Special token for structure. Unified multimodal input. And you get the information around it. Both global and local visual features, along with these special tokens, are combined with the token text, forming a unified input and so on. This process is handled by DeepSeek processor class. We can also see the class. Let's click on this. And here we are directly into the repository in front of the class with the tokenizer, the different parameters, downsample ratio, image mean, image standard deviation, image token, the pad token, the pad that we've used also when we tried to train a model using only CPUs. You might need GPUs if you want to train models seriously. But it was more like an exploration, and you can see on the left side how it is well organized, how you get those nice diagrams, which are very simple ones. Raw image, patch embedding, positional encoding, transformer blocks, multi-layer, and after we get the feature presentations. Very nice. Let's just ask an extra question, because we are arriving to the end of the video. It was just to show you how this can be powerful for an agentic system. You're working on your CLI with Gemini CLI, and you can just have several repositories, your own repositories with your own information. You can go also in the light mode, and after you can ask the agent whatever you want, because all your prompts are already in your GitHub repository. Okay, this was a short video. Hope that you liked it. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time.